What's up, guys? Duster McDangles back here with another video, and welcome back to the franchise mode rebuild series here with the Montreal Canadiens. And in today's episode, guys, we're going to be getting into some more of the simulation here today with I want to try to get at least to possibly January, mid-January. Before then we get into the next episode. Actually, I'm trying to think maybe end of January, because in February that's All-Star and technically Olympic break. Before then, trade deadline and all that stuff. So I'm thinking maybe January, end of January, possibly we're going to try to get to here today. But if you guys are new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button. We are growing every single day, and I cannot thank you guys enough for the love and support you have been showing the channel throughout these past couple of months. It really does mean the world to me that you guys are enjoying what I make for you. I'm enjoying making these just for my own entertainment, and I'm glad that you guys are enjoying it as well. Now, what I'm also going to say is, one, keep up the comments. I do appreciate the comments down below, as we're going to be working on getting our top pick back here to start this video off for next year's draft. Thank you to Mark with your comment here on screen right now. We're going to be going about trying to get that first round pick back by just also throwing in a first round for later, like a 2026, 2027 first round pick, as well as Melchior. Again, I am probably butchering his name, but that is what it is. He's not going to be part of the squad any longer, and we'll get him out, so I'm not too worried about that. But that's what we're going to do here first. Now, one other bit of information here I do want to update you guys on is we do have a Discord page for us to talk on, guys, and that is something I want to let you know of here now. I'm going to leave the link down below in the comments, so you guys can go ahead and check out the Discord. We can continue on our conversations, see what we can come up with whatever it might be, and just have a fun space to really grow the community on. So again, I'll drop that link down below for you guys to go ahead and check out here. But this is the trade. We honestly at this point might even be able to get a little bit more out of this with that first round pick as well. I'm wondering if we could maybe even snipe a second round pick out of this, because then what I want to try to do, turn around and then trade for another first round pick for somewhere else. That would be actually pretty sick. But let's see if this goes through. Our first for 2027, Melchior, and a first and second from the Coyotes. It's not actually their picks at all. We're going to see if that goes through. It is rejected. So what I want to try to do then is, because we have a lot of third round picks, we're going to throw in the Carolina Hurricanes third round pick here. See if that goes through. Trade is rejected. And now we're going to throw in that one player that we were trying to in the last episode get rid of, Mysak, I believe that's how you say his name. Again, he's not really playing for us. He is 19 years old, but the odds of him developing, I don't think are that high. Now, again, this really does tip the scale of the trade value in our favor. So this is where it's like, can we try to get maybe something else out of this? I feel like we possibly could. Even like a fourth round pick for next year's draft would be really nice, just to stack up on picks. We'll see if this goes through. That trade is rejected. We'll get rid of the fourth. We'll see if this goes through, and that trade is accepted. So we get a first round pick back. Actually, I'll show you guys right here. So we have 2 first round picks. We have a couple of seconds. So what I also want to try to do is maybe trade up for a first round pick for another squad. I think that might be something we'll have to wait and see how poorly teams are doing. Like the Blues at this point, that might be something we could try to maybe, I don't know what their pick situation is looking like, but really trying to poach our way up the board, up the draft board. And I don't know if we threw in all of our second round picks, we only have 2 of them, 2 second round picks at this point. It's not really tipping the scales in our favor unless we were to throw in something else. But if we were to get 3 first round picks for next year, because again, that's going to be top players that we definitely know about. I don't know how far down I'm willing to go. Maybe the 2026 second round, so 3 seconds for next year's first. I mean, that is a lot to give up, and I don't know if they would even go for this, but we're going to YOLO it. Yeah, I was going to say trade is definitely rejected. We might have to maybe poach a lesser team to then maybe also try to trade up for their second or their first round pick. Like the Islanders here, their first round pick value is a little high, plus they don't have a lot of picks for next year's draft. Honestly, 2 seconds might even go through for their first. and it's not, even though they are really liking those second round picks. Maybe even throw in, let's just go the 2 seconds and a third for next year for their first. That trade's rejected. Yeah, so again, it's going to be something that we'll have to try to work on throughout the year. It's still early. We can't really tell who's going to be a draft lottery pick, like maybe the Stars, maybe maybe the Blue Jackets. That would be interesting because they do technically have 2 first-round picks at this point. They have Chicago's, and I don't know how good Chicago is doing right now. Chicago is 5-2-2, so Chicago is pretty decent. So that pick might not be the best thing in the world to try to maybe get. I'm wondering if we maybe try to go for their first. That value might be a little bit too high for us. It is. But if we maybe then switch that to Chicago's first, again, value's still pretty high, and they're not going to give that up. So that, again, interesting to see there. And I'm wondering, I'm trying to think if we have any other rookie skaters that we could potentially get rid of. I don't want to get rid of Marchenko. He is definitely a top player for us moving forward. These 2 guys, Waugh here, 18, and he's only 62 top 9 forward potential. I do kind of want to keep him around. Nobody else has really high trade value for rookie skaters. And then goaltenders, we don't really have much of anything at all. So we kind of only have draft picks to work on. I would love to try to get rid of Byron and his cap hit. I think he's technically a left winger. Yeah, look at that. That's 3.1 mil that we could try to get off the books. I mean, that probably would not go through, and I doubt they would take that, and they do not. So that, and who knows, maybe we try to go for a first for somewhere else. Again, somebody where they are willing to take the cap on, like Seattle. Would they be willing to give away their first-round draft pick is the real question. I doubt they would, but I am curious to see if they would even consider this. I mean, trade value is almost there. 2 seconds, Byron. Yeah, trade's rejected. We would probably have to sweeten up this pot a little bit more. Maybe if we throw in this 3rd-round pick here, get Byron off the books. Again, that's going to open up a lot of cap space for us to maybe bring in somebody, and that trade is rejected as well. So, yeah, that's going to be something that let me know down below, because now we have 2 first-round picks. Do we try, because what I really want to try to do is acquire as many first-round picks as we can to trade up in the draft. That's what I want to do, as well as I want to try to find a way to get Byron off our books with $3.180 million. That'd be a huge, huge salary to get off of our books. But enough trade talk, enough pick acquisitions, all that good stuff. We got the main thing we got Melchior out. That's the last time I ever have to try to butcher his name, as well as we got our first-round pick back from the Arizona Coyotes. So we actually have 2 first-round picks for next year's draft, which is absolutely huge. I'm really excited to see what we'd be able to get with that, but I'm more intrigued about what we're going to be doing here in the season right now. So we're going to be simulating pretty quickly here through some games. 6-0 win against the Red Wings. Edmondson, he's out with a concussion for quite a while. He's out till February 9th, which is quite a blow, losing Edmondson. He is a top defenseman for us here on that first line. So that is actually a big loss that we've got Romanoff, and he's able to come back into the lineup, but he is still technically injured right now. That's a tough go. Our defense is pretty thin at this point, so we might have to consider possibly bringing somebody in off of the free agency wire. That might not be the best thing to do. Romanoff is technically fully healed now. 2 losses in a row, shootout loss, and then a loss 2-1 there to the Golden Knights. Cole Caulfield is out with a hernia. He's out till December 7th, so guys are dropping like flies right here, which is unfortunate. And, I mean, we do have somewhat depth here at the forward position. We've got Perreault here. I do want to put him in. I don't know if he fits any of the lines. Eric Stahl actually fits. He fits the second, Perreault fits that 3rd line. So let's move Dvorak over to the wing. We'll give Stahl some second line minutes and see how that shakes up. But moving forward here, what's going on? Marchenko is also injured. Weidman's also injured till November 23rd. So it's just I also have injuries turned down. They're not like off completely. That would just be completely unrealistic. But at this point, we might even need to call somebody up from the minors. It looks like we're going to have to call somebody up from the minors. I'm going to have to dress Evans right now on the back end. And then we have to go to options, roster moves. I think at this point we need to call up Xavier Ouellet from the minors just to get a defenseman here on the back end. I don't even think he's playing right now in the minors, which kind of works out. So go back here to edit lines, move some things around, and we'll get at least proper defensive lines here put together as we're going to throw Ouellet into the lineup here instead of what's his face? That was Evans on the back end. So that'll be nice here. Actually, we'll give Romanov some second line minutes as that gets him up to an 82 overall. For some reason, the simulation doesn't have us on the correct month. And there we are, November. Okay, we beat the Red Wings, lost in overtime there to the Flames, so we at least got a point out of it. Should have some guys coming back from injuries here shortly. Big 9-2 victory there against the Boston Bruins. Very interesting to see that. Armia is fully healed. I didn't know he was injured. Marchenko is fully healed. I want to get him back into the lineup. I don't want to mess around and basically not have him playing. I want him playing. I want him developing so that maybe eventually we can get him up to the NHL level. That is the main goal. As I also want to check out here, see if anyone else higher up is able to play. Nope, not really. Okay, so that's good there. Marchenko back in, get him developing some more. Got through the game against Pittsburgh with a 4-1 victory, so we're up to 10-6-3 on the season. We're actually above the wild card position right now, so we'll finish up the month here of November with some pretty key games in the Eastern Conference. We've got the Caps, Sabres, and Penguins all away from home. Kane Gould is out until December 5th, so he's not out for too long. Overtime loss there to the that was, why am I drawing a blank? Ooh, wow, this is actually a massive trade offer. Luke Glendening and Radulov. Radulov basically a rent-a-player. This is very interesting. And honestly, mark this trade in your books, guys, because this might be something that we could revisit down the line. But Radulov, I'm not real too tempted to take him because he is 35 years old, 84 overall. He technically only fits line 1, and I don't want to move Duran off that first line, to be honest. He only has 18 points in 15 games. It's pretty good, but at that age, 35, he's essentially a rent-a-player for a second-round pick that we're trying to save, as well as they're also looking to throw in Luke Glendening, who's 32 years old. Fits only the top 6 forward line. So that trade, honestly, we'll cancel that trade. We're not going to accept that. I don't find that to be a fair deal for us and our future as we're trying to rebuild. Big win there against the Capitals. Back-to-back here, Buffalo and Pittsburgh working our way down south. We do get a overtime win against Buffalo. Ouellet is out. Xavier Ouellet is out. So we need to move in a defenseman here. I don't know. Yep, Weidman is technically back from injury, although he doesn't fit any of these lines that well. Because if we leave him there, it's -1. I'll live with the -1. Romanov has been playing well, it looks like, on that second pair. We get a win there against Pittsburgh. Suzuki, MCL sprain. Thankfully, it's only a sprain. He's out till December 31st. Which is quite a bummer. So we're going to have to actually throw Evans back into the lineup here. And, man, we are thin at this point at the center position. I don't know if there's anybody else we could possibly throw in there. There's not. And, yep, Jake Evans is going in there. Eric Stahl is going to get some first-line minutes. Evans we'll just bury him on the third line. Eric Stahl, first-line center. 37 years old, and we're finding ways to win games, guys. 14-6-4 here at this point. I do want to back out here, take a look at stats at this point in time. I honestly don't feel like we need to play any games. Gallagher leading the team in points, which is great. That's awesome to see. But let's take a look more in depth to see who's really excelling, who's not playing the best of hockey. Now, again, Gallagher, second line minutes. He's playing great hockey, 16 minutes, almost 17 minutes a game, and he's got 27 points, 24 games played. Suzuki slowing down a little bit. He is on his last year of his deal as well. 19 minutes a game, playing great hockey. Jeff Petrie, very solid numbers, 22 and 24 games played. Dvorak, who's been playing second line minutes, 19 minutes a game. He's putting up 21 points. Toffoli, not too terrible, 21 and 24. Duran, a little disappointing, 18 and 24. Stahl, Anderson, Krause. Where is Caulfield? Wow, Caulfield, second line minutes. And he's not putting up points. Only 13 minutes played, which is quite interesting. So we'll have to see how he does. Maybe we try to bump him up to the first line, give him some first line minutes, and see if that will turn anything around. I do want to take a look at goaltenders as well. Carey Price, I know last episode his numbers weren't the best, but this episode it's getting back to Carey Price type numbers. 911 save percentage, 278, as well as Allen. 5 games played, he's 4-1-0, 934 with a 106. That's very solid backup numbers. So I'm really happy with the goaltender situation at this point. Take a look here at the team stats. At this point, we're leading the division. That is absolutely huge. Florida has only played 21 games, so they might catch up, but 32 points in 24 games played. I mean, that's pretty solid stuff. Goals for, 86. Goals against is only 62. So we're up there, which is really nice to see. Let's check the Eastern Conference. We're actually leading the way above our rivaled Toronto Maple Leafs. So it's a battle. Actually, top 3 teams in the conference are from the same Atlantic Division. So it's definitely going to be tough if we can make a run for the playoffs to get out of that first round. But we're still way too early to be thinking about the playoffs. But always keeping one eye on the pedal, or one eye looking forward and one foot on the pedal. We will eventually get to that point. Here, month of December, we've got some big time games here, guys, getting through this month of December. Paul Byron's been injured. We don't really need to worry about that. He's at the AHL level. Actually, at the end of this episode, we'll end in January just because I don't want to go too far. Laval, we'll let the head coach take care of that. We lose. Looks like a tough game there. Oh my goodness, we have no depth at center. Man, we're going to have to call somebody up. Will it even let us call? Yeah, we technically have to throw somebody in the lineup right now. Wow, this is... Can Caulfield actually play, though? Is he eligible to play? He's technically injured still. We have Dvorak some first-line minutes. Man, we are just so thin right now with injuries. Shootout loss there. Caulfield is fully healed, so that's nice. So we at least got a point out of that, so we're not, it's not a complete total loss. Big loss there, although, to the Tampa Bay Lightning, which does kind of suck. So on a 3-game skid here, make that 4 against the Blackhawks. These injuries not really helping our cause. I don't want to trade those 3rd-round picks. Another loss on the books. This is just tough. 14, 10, and 5. I would say we're probably skidding down the lineup here. Primu out. We finally get back into the win column, and now we're back. Look at that. We were at the top of the division, and now we're in the second wild card for the East. 35 points. That's absolutely crazy. So in the span of 2 weeks, 3 weeks, we're right back down to the wild card spot. Big win there against the Flyers. Eric Stahl will give him some time to heal up. Head coach replacing AHL has a lot of injuries going on right now as well. Big trade offer here for Gould. I don't want to get rid of Gould. We'll keep him in the squad. Loss there to the Bruins. Zach Bogosian. That is actually huge. Pretty decent salary that we could maybe bring in. Let's view player 77 overall. He would just be AHL. We'll decline. I was going to say if he was like 80, that would be a whole different story. Get a win there against the Islanders, which is huge. Eric Stahl, I saw he came back, so I do want to move some things around here with the lines. As Gallagher still leading the way here for us for team points, which, I mean, not great, not bad, but let's see how Evans has done because I think he's going to be the player. Yeah. He's not really performing. So we're going to take Evans out of the lineup. We'll get that going there. We'll get Perreault Who doesn't work on this line? I think Stahl is the one who does not work on that line. Perreault, we'll have to keep Perreault's second line. I would prefer to at least keep that +2 on the top pair, although Dvorak, he's playing really, really solid so far this season. Duran not playing the best. Can we move Caulfield up? We cannot. We could keep the +2 if we move to fully down, but he's putting up solid points. He's got 31 points in 33 games played, so we'll keep him up there on that top pair. I'm wondering about maybe doing that. Nope, that doesn't work. Nothing really works to get those numbers up. Lehkonen, nope, nothing works, and he hasn't been putting up the best of numbers. Armia, a little bit better. Paquette, I mean, it's your fourth line. You're not expecting them to get too many points in these games. Let's throw in, I'm wondering if Ouellette works a little bit better here on this third pairing. Throw him in there. He does get the +2, so actually we'll roll with that for now. Getting that +2 on the back end is really nice. So that is good there. We'll continue on here with the simulation. Fingers crossed that the injuries don't continue, because that has been a nagging issue here throughout this season. But we've still found a way to fight through it. Next man up mentality with the way the standings are shaking up, as well as our record, 17-11-5. Can we get a win here against the progressing Rangers? We do 2-1. That's huge. Big trade offer here, actually. Ryan Suter, he's old. Jamie Benn, I ain't taking that contract on. We'll skip that. We get a 4-0 win away against the Devils, 4-1 against the Tampa Bay Lightning. So right back there we are, guys. Back in the standings, as you guys can see right there. Only a few points off the top. And we actually have a big game coming up against the Panthers here. Ending the month of December. Multiple players are actually back. That's really nice. Let's take a look and see who exactly is back to go into the lines. Suzuki. Ooh, that is huge. That is absolutely huge. We'll throw Perreault down here. We'll get Suzuki back in there. And we'll move that around there. Suzuki back in. That is really nice to see that back. Just in time for the just in time here for New Year's, which is really nice to see. But 2-0 loss there to the Hurricanes. And actually, I want to simulate here past the Toronto Maple Leafs game just to see where we're at here. We got two big games. We got the Panthers and the Leafs. 4-0 against the Panthers. That's actually huge. They are in front of us in the standings. Shootout win there against the Caps, and here's the big one against the rivaled. Ooh, fractured collarbone. He's out till January 23rd. That is tough. Tough losing Carey Price, but that is exactly why we have some top-notch goaltenders here in the AHL. We'll call Primeau up. We'll give him some solid playing time here, playing minutes, possibly. We're going to give Jake Allen the start and see what he can do for the injured Carey Price in the meantime and between time. But it'll be nice to see what Primeau can do in the backup role. But we get a 4-3 win there against the Toronto Maple Leafs. So those are huge points here, guys. That's actually going to be it for the simulation of today's episode. Gallagher leading the way in points, 43 in 40 games played. As you guys can see, the standings were just outside of the wild card by actually a fair amount of points, which is really nice to see that. And if we were in the other division, we'd be leading the division. So it's a battle here in the Atlantic. We're only a few points off of the Panthers in first, Maple Leafs in second. It's going to be an absolute battle for home ice advantage. And actually, Sharks doing pretty well. I was going to say this might be a nice time to revisit that first-round draft pick to see what the value is looking like for trying to steal somebody else's first, which at this point, looking first, I was going to say the Coyotes' first-round pick is going to be absolutely massive in its value. I was going to say that is massive in its value right there. We could maybe even steal the Colorado Avalanche pick. And actually, I'm curious. Let me see how Colorado is doing first before we make that decision. Yeah, it's actually I think they're gonna make the playoffs, but it's not gonna be as high as somebody would think a pick from them would be. So that's something that maybe we could try to snipe. I don't know if we're gonna be able to. I was gonna say the value of these picks is not gonna be as high. But, I mean, it's pretty close. It is so close to maybe making that go through. That is rejected. If we could maybe get 3 first-round picks, that would be absolutely huge. But I don't know what we would need to do to make that work. Because I don't want to trade the next 2 drafts first-round picks. 2025, we don't really have much. 2026 second round. So 3 second-round picks for this year's first, which actually also gets the trade value in the right direction. So maybe even ask for a next year 4th, maybe, to see if we can get an extra pick out of this. Trade is rejected. Maybe make this a 5th round pick for this year, maybe. I don't know if we could maybe get that to work, but it's got to be close. Let's see if that goes through. Even that's rejected. So it's going to be interesting to see how we can maybe get another first round pick. I don't know necessarily if we could get Colorado's, St. Louis and Seattle's first round picks are going to be high in value, so that's most likely not going to happen. Pittsburgh's is even going to be pretty high. Maybe the Devils, if they have a first round pick for next year. They do, and it's somewhat in our wheelhouse to try to snipe. I mean, that's pretty close. Yeah, that trade's going to be rejected. If we can maybe, I'm going to try that same formula that we were doing in the last ones. I don't know why I got rid of it in the first place, but we'll see if this goes through. Trade's rejected. So we're going to have to find a way. We'll have to find a team. I'll show you guys the standings one more time to take a look at that. Again, just to see what we are working with here. I'm going to go through these a little slow for you guys. If you want to pause the video here at any point to see whose pick we want to try to go after, let me know in the comments down below. I want to try to get 3 first-round picks for next year, whatever that means. I think that would be a huge, huge bonus for the squad moving forward, as we are looking pretty good for playoff picture at this point. And here we are for scouting at this point, guys. And, I mean, I don't know who this Georgievich guy is, but he is Michel Goulet. That's interesting. Shane Wright, franchise-type player. Wayne Gretzky. That's if we could somehow get that, that would be insane. Evan, that's actually a pretty cool name right there. 1 year out, Olin Nolan. Who does Lambert? Nicholas Backstrom. That would be really nice. We do need some depth at the center position as well. Yurov. Here is Mike Gardner. That would be interesting. There's a lot of elite players for, like this Connor Geeky. That could be an interesting grinder type player, elite medium. I would actually really want to possibly scout him a little bit more. This is the time of year where also my scouts are going to be reset so that we can get some more scouting in. So I'll set those scouts to do some more scouting in the next episode. Let's check out the AHL. And they're doing pretty well. 24, 11, and 2. Marchenko leading the way in points, 37 points in 35 games played. So that's going to be real nice on his development, which is going to be key for the future of that right wing position, possibly bringing him up through the ranks. But good stuff there. I'm really happy with the way things are going at the AHL level as well as the NHL level, especially at the start of the season. Things did not look good whatsoever. But let me know down below in the comments what you guys want to do moving forward here with trying to get another first round pick. What changes do we need to make to the lines? All that good stuff. And actually, I'm taking a look here at contracts for next year. The majority of our team is pretty much signed. Sherratt is not. Let's see what he's going to want. Actually, a really nice deal. 2-4 for 3 years, and we're going to have about $9 million to work with. Got a bunch of other depth type players. Kulak, another solid defenseman. He wants 2.8, which at this point, Sherratt, I'm going to offer him, we'll offer him 2.2 for 3, and he does want to re-sign, so I think that that is something that he is going to want to take. Eric Stahl doesn't want a contract extension. I honestly don't think we're going to give it to him. Let's take a look here. I mean, he's put up some pretty solid points, more assists than goals, which is very interesting for his type of style of play. But I do want to just take a look here at some of these guys. 2-1. I mean, that's a lot of money for a 35-year-old player. Lehkonen, he's going to be restricted, and he's going to want somewhat of a payday. If we could maybe, I'm just looking at potential future and a nice little contract. If we could maybe get, I like this 4-year at 205, even 3, like, because he wants 205 for 1 year. If we could even get like the 205 for 4, I would be 100% down for. Even if we can get him down to like 195 for 4 years, I think that's a solid deal for a 26-year-old player with potential to grow. I know he's only playing fourth line minutes. He hasn't had the best of years, but with more time, and again, he fits almost any of our lines, which is nice. Having that depth at the position will be key. So that's why we're going ahead trying to offer him that contract at this point in time. Krause, another player, young, 24 years old. He actually wants a really nice deal for 3 years. And I'm even intrigued if we go up in years, man, we could get a really nice deal. We could get a very nice deal for him at 7 years, even 8 years, like the extra years for an extra little bit of money. I even think he might take that. 8 years. I know that's crazy year-wise, but 80 overall. He's 20 years old or 24 years old. 8 years. I mean, that's a no-brainer at 175. If we could lock that up, I know year-wise that's insane, but if we can lock that up, I mean, he's been playing some solid hockey for a third line type player. For 14 points, he is minus. He does have a great shot power. He is power forward, so he's that grinder type player on that third line with Anderson. That's what we need. We need that grit. Ouellette, I don't know what he's going to want. He does want quite a pretty penny at 28 years old. We'll have to wait and see what he wants. Romanov is somebody that we're probably going to have to pay. He hasn't played great this year, but he is 22 years old. A stud defenseman for the future. He does want to re-sign as well, so we might even be able to get him on a better deal, because the more years we go up, he's just going to want more and more money. So he technically wants 2 years at this point. This might be one of those we'll have to wait till the end of the season to take care of him. Weidman, again, depth defenseman. Don't really know if we'll bring him back. Paquette, we'll see what he wants. He wants a little bit bigger of a deal, so we'll have to see what things are going to look like here moving forward, as well as I need to check Carey Price. I was going to say Carey Price is definitely locked up here for a little while, which is nice to see. Primo is going to be up for his deal, and he actually doesn't want a lot. Yeah, we'll give him 3 years at $9.25. Max 2-way contract. At that age, we will definitely give him that for sure. So those are the contracts for now. Let me know as well down in the comments what you guys think moving forward. I think Romanov will be something we'll have to take care of later on at the end of the year. But that is actually going to be it for today's episode, guys. If you did enjoy it, be sure to drop a thumbs up on this video. Again, make sure you guys check out the Discord. If you have made it this far, check out the Discord. Join the community on there so we can continue the conversations at a faster rate than having me respond in the comments down to you guys. I love responding to the comments, but I think we can have a little bit better of a conversation, quicker conversation over on Discord if you guys have Discord. So again, drop comments, join Discord. We'll see you guys in the next episode, and I hope you have a good one. As always, stay dusty.